For this episode, we are going to unlock the Viper. Now, I have a long history with melee jobs. My history of melee jobs is it just takes me a while. Reaper, something about Reaper really spoke to me. And it's not just the aesthetic, though, you know, edgelord aesthetic is edgelord, but there's something about the flow of combat with Reaper that I actually really, really like, which is why after playing around with it in 6.0, after the MSQ finished on my Dark Knight, it's why I ended up, you know, maining it from then on, and I still am. I still class myself as a Reaper main kind. I don't really do mains, but, you know, Dark Knight and Reaper, you know, the two edgy jobs are the ones that I like for the kind of feel of them. Viper, on the other hand, looks, from what little I've seen, it looks very kind of flashy and fast-paced and a bit gunbreakery in terms of how it might work. I don't know, because I haven't looked at the abilities or anything. So I doubt this is going to be my cup of tea. But I'm going to unlock it and give it a look regardless. Enter the Viper. Assisting this Weaver could be the beginning of a whole new adventure. You're an adventurer, yes? There's a spot of bother over at the Weavers Guild and we could use a hand sorting it out. We received an order for a full ensemble, but now the work's been completed, the client refuses to pay. Mind you, I had my suspicions from the start. He calls himself a Viper of all things. In my experience, people who name themselves after snakes are not to be trusted. In any case, he carries a pair of swords on his back, and I hate to think what would happen if he started wielding them in anger. Could you head to the guild and smooth things over? So-called Viper? Ahem. Excuse me? Good day to you, stranger. I was hoping I might make the acquaintance of someone a bit rough around the edges, someone who's seen a fair share of action. Could you tell me what prey is worth hunting in these here parts? Have you any idea what he's talking about? I took no issue with fulfilling his order, but now that it's time for him to pay, it's as though we're talking at cross purposes. Likewise. I don't understand why this fellow's being so difficult. All I'm asking for is the outfit I ordered and the name of some critters worth killing. Maybe I ought to explain from the beginning. I'm from Vidraal, a big old continent the other side of the Salt West Sphere. You've been there, I reckon, and you might have seen others who wield the dual blades, or vipers as we're traditionally known. Our duty is to hunt ferocious beasts that endanger the lives of innocent folk. In fact, that's what brought me here. Thing is, all the fighting and long days on the road ain't been too kind to my gear. Reckon it was high time I got me a new get-up, bespoke and all. Fascinating, I'm sure, but why do you refuse to pay for your order? And why are you so insistent that I choose my prey? Because how else am I supposed to pay you? Do us a favour and we'll hunt down any beast you want. That's the code. That's how we Vipers do business. Weavers perform more conventional forms of compensation. That's so. So you're saying they want something else instead? Payment commensurate with the skill and materials required. In Gil, preferably. Well, didn't see that one coming. Guess that explains our little misunderstanding. But surely your countrymen trade in some sort of currency, yes? Or are you Vipers so far removed from society as to be unaware of such concepts? Of course we know what money is. We ain't no bumpkins. But when it comes to requisitioning goods and services, I usually rely on the elders to deal with artisans and the like. Which is to say I ain't in the habit of carrying significant sums. So be it. If your only form of payment is the slaying of beasts, that shall have to do. As it happens, one of my colleagues in Eastern Thanalan reports that merchants carrying our supplies were attacked by a wild fiend. What's more, the creature is a species of many-headed scalekin never before seen in this region. It's rumoured to have escaped from the Colosseum and has been running rampant ever since. A hydra? Scaly? A lot of heads. Alright, you got yourself a deal. Deal? Considering the guild has already fulfilled its end of the bargain, you should count yourself lucky. Still, I'd hate for anything to go awry at this juncture. Might I ask a favour of you, friend? I'd like you to accompany him and ensure that he attends to the creature as agreed. Besides, I dare say seeing a so-called viper at work will be an enlightening experience. Nod. The name's Keshqua. Pleased to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, even. The creature was last seen in... of course it was last seen near Camp Drybone, so I advise you to begin there. Poor Camp Drybone does not have a good time of it, does it? So, this is Camp Drybone, huh? Fitting name. Anyway, you ready to hunt? What's that look for? Oh, let me guess, you want to ask around first and see if anyone can point us in the right direction? No need. The Weaver's friend told me plenty. All we got to do is track down the beast, which is a viper specialty. Okay. Oh! A somewhat large hydra. It went after traders carrying tailors' materials. Balls of cloth and whatnot don't sound none too tasty to me, so I'm guessing it's the merchants themselves the beast had its eyes on. Most predators use their sense of smell to pick out their meals. Scents carry on the wind, so you've got to consider the positions of the rocks and plants to determine how the air tends to flow through an area. Ain't too hard to deduce where a critter's made its lair after you've done all that. He seems quite competent. He's quite large though. Yeah, that's a big one. Mean looking too. Must be wreaking havoc on the food chain, never mind the danger it poses to locals. Well, time to do what a viper does best. Close. Bonk. And win. Can I be like you? That's that. So, you like the show? Don't play coy, I can see you intrigued. But before I spill my secrets, I got a question for you. Ever heard of a Vidraal? Yeah, as it happens. You have. And you know they're a rare breed of beast that wields all sorts of powers they got no right having. A threat to every other living thing that has the temerity to breathe in their vicinity. Yeah, we beat Valgamander, so, you know, because of their long lifespans and unnatural abilities, they were dubbed the Tyrants of Vidraal. That's more or less what the name means. Anyway, someone's got to hunt the Vidraal. That someone is us, the Vipers. You know, I met a fair few adventurers during my time here, but I can tell you're a cut above the rest. Might even have what it takes to be a viper. If you're interested, I can teach you, on one condition. You'll help me hunt down the Vidraal that's made its way to Eorzea. What do you say? Nod. But wait, there's one here? I'll have a thing to ask out of the blue, I know. Just think on it some, will you? Let's head on back to Uldar and tell the Weaver fellow is square. The journey will give you time to consider my offer. Nod. I do quite like my painter get-up, mind you. Like my Pictomancer. Oh, he's changed his gear. I just gave our Weaver friend the good news and he handed over this set of fancy duds as promised. Gotta say, it was worth the trouble. So, back my offer. You ready to become a viper and protect folks from the nastiest beast that ever lived? Yes. A mighty fine answer. I'll make a Viper of you. Just see if I don't. First order of business, let me give you this here soul crystal. It contains knowledge of our fighting arts, passed down since ancient times from one generation of Vipers to the next. Assuming you got the knack for it, our skills can be yours too. Well, you know, we've done a few of these, so it should be alright. Also got a fresh set of Viper gear for you. The Weavers Guild wanted to thank you for overseeing our hunt earlier, so they made your very own outfits. Guess that fella took your measurements by eye or something. Oh, and the blades are a couple of spares I had handy. Try them for size. Let me get a look at you while you're at it. It must be miniaturized. Soul of the Viper. Snakebite attire. Twin Fangs. Ba, 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 ba. Bomb. Viper unlocked. Right. So. Equip. Use. As recommended. Why do I not have the gloves? That's just dumb. So I need the gloves on. Actually, let's see what the actual set looks like first. Is it the one that he's wearing, or is it? No, it is. Oh, it's got a really iffy bandana. Let's not look at that. Yeah, let's put on the slightly better. Oh no, damn it! I keep doing that. I'll swap that back over afterwards. It's just automatic for me. Viper Sight. Viper engage enemies mainly through the use of 3-step combos. Their primary combos beginning with either Steel Fangs or Dread Fangs. The third step can end with one of several weapon skills, each of which grants an effect to strengthen a different combo-ending action. To reach these actions will require the use of specific combo routes. Oh, gold, okay. The glow of Viper Sight's blades corresponds with the outlining of hotbar icons to indicate the next step in a combo. Following these indicators will help ensure the use of combos that finish with a strengthened attack. Okay. Oh god. Right, let's get rid of the generic things. Leg sweep's going to have to go over there. Bloodbath goes down there. Feint goes over here. True North goes there. Oh, Arm's Length goes there. That goes there. Second Wind goes down here. Okay, that's cleared up. Okay, that's... looks like an AoE attack. Yeah. Afflicts targets with Noxious Gnash. Okay. Dreadwinder. Pit of Dread. Swiftskin's Coil. Hunter's Coil. Hunter's Den. Swiftskin's Den. Okay. Seems vaguely... See, this is what I mean. They get quite complex. Right, let's take a look at this. Right, combo view. See, they've got a load of actions that can't be assigned to first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation. Yeah, so I guess there's no kind of combo mode in this because of how it works. I've got all of those equipped. Well, I guess we will learn by doing. That's quite a Bloodborne-esque look, isn't it? Let's take a look at what the simple gauge has to offer us. Okay, so it's a balance gauge, essentially. Sit that over here. It's possible that I might have to move it more central, depending on how important this is. Fangs of the Viper. Keska wonders if you have what it takes to master the art of the Viper. Well, I've unlocked it now, so... Well, you sure look the part. But do you feel anything from the soul crystal? I've some experience with these. I know it's Sounds like you've got what it takes to be a Viper, and the only way to know for sure is to put them new skills to the test. That will need prey. From what I hear, you adventurers have got your own guilds, so I'm guessing the folks there will know the best spots for hunting. Let's go see what they can tell us. To the quicksand, of course. A knowledgeable adventurer. You're after deadly predators, try Spineless Basin. Lately they've been sightings severe for 2 unknown species. Most that slaughter anything that move, including travellers. What's worse, they work in packs. Even the adventurers hard to kill them ended up meeting a sticky end. Good times. Befuddled boy? Got a lead already? Maybe there's something to this whole asking around thing after all. But it's not from around these parts, you say. Either they got chased out of their usual habitat or they were brung here. Either way, that's bad news for folks unfortunate enough to cross paths with them. Hunting into our Vidraal is a Viper's most important duty. That doesn't mean we turn a blind eye to lesser threats. Next stop, Stimeless Basin. Stimeless. Well, these are moles. They are not exactly worrying me. These here adventurers ran into old gaggle of the fiends we're after. Got roughed up. Pretty roughed up, but I saw to their wounds already, don't you worry. Before we go say hello to the troublemakers, I reckon I ought to teach you about the Viper's dual blades. Our techniques were created for the sole purpose of killing Tural Vidraal. Most of them are meaner varieties of things you might encounter in the wild, often with special powers to boot. To stand a chance against these powerful enemies, our ancestors looked to Vipers for inspiration, always twisting and turning to find the perfect angle of attacks to take down bigger prey. 2 blades for the twin fangs of a Viper, to wield in tandem and strike with precision. It can also be combined into a single weapon that weaves and sways like the body of a snake. By switching between these stances, the Viper has the capacity to adapt to any situation. Now the prey we're after today ain't nowhere near as fearsome as Tural Vidraal. They'll give you a chance to test out your new skills. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. I'm hoping we get a tutorial in a similar vein to the Ictomancer one. Beasts we're chasing supposedly work in packs. My gut tells me there's a whole bunch of them over by that big old tree. Oh, no, there's just loads of them. If any meaner beasties, they must be biding their time. All I see is fodder. Now for practicing your new skills, they'll do fine. I'll stay out your way and give you a few pointers. Let me know when you're ready. Start with the basics. 2 stances, Dual Fang and Viper. Dual Fang means wielding your 2 blades separately. Start by using either Steel Fangs or Dread Fangs, then press the attack. To finish the sequence, switch back to Viper and hit them with Death Rattle. After using the Dual Fang weapon skills, Steel Fangs or Dread Fangs, their icons will automatically change to the next action in the combo. By performing a second then a third attack in the combo, you'll gain access to the Viper stance action, Death Rattle. If you have Serpent's Tail assigned to your hotbar, the icon will automatically change to Death Rattle when it becomes available. Right, so it was Steel Fangs and Dread Fangs, wasn't it? And then... Right, that's AoE. And it's then that, I think. Okay. Hey, friend. B. And then that's an instance. Okay. So noxious gas. Right. Time to practice your dual fang techniques. Start with an opener, follow up with a second, then pick one of the 4 finishers. Flank Sting Strike, Flank's Bane Fang, Hind Sting Strike, or Hind's Bane Fang. Jeez, okay. As you can tell by the names, each finisher works best from a certain position, but don't worry about that for now, just give them a try. Using a combo ender applies a bonus effect to the others. Then using a second attack with a highlighted icon will give access to one of the enhanced combo enders. Okay. And that's our ranged attack. That's our movements. So are these... Where? I'm really confused. Oh, it's to do with the order that you're pressing. Okay. So it's to do with the order that you use these two. Looks like you got the hang of it. No, that feels incredibly weird. All just now, almost like it was telling them to clear out. I don't think this tutorial has been anywhere near as clear as the Pictomancer one. And this is the issue with, you know, starting at level 80 and giving you access to all of this stuff at once. Yeah, I just got the thing. Okay. Right, now for Viper Stance, where you combine your two blades into one to deliver powerful strikes for tough opponents. Open with Dreadwinder, then transition with either Twin Fang Bite or Twin Blood Bite from Dual Fang Stance. So we start with that, and then we use... Oh no, this is a completely separate combo. I haven't got a clue. And this is the issue with them just giving you a load of stuff and expecting you a little bit of text to help you figure out how the hell it works. No idea. Sure what a Viper can do. I haven't got a clue what a Viper can do. This has not been a helpful tutorial at all. Saying, just use one of these. It's literally just... I've no idea what I'm doing here. No idea. This is massively unclear. The gauge has been very poorly explained as well. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's dying because I can play a video game, but literally all I'm doing here is playing whack-a-mole on the glowy things. Yeah, I don't feel I learnt a single thing from that. That was a very poor tutorial. We've got a load of buffs, no idea what any of them do. Not bad. Not bad at all. Those were just the basics, but your execution was mighty impressive. No, it wasn't. Since you've proven you won't be a liability, let me tell you about the 12 Vidraal we're up against. We call it Sochschmadron? Sochschmadron. Oh. It's an offshoot of the Brash, a deadly jungle predator. After a series of mutations, this one's grown huge wings. Worse yet, it's smart as a whip and it has a mean streak a mile wide. After learning the beast, me and my most promising students set off to slay it. Facing it head on seemed like suicide, so we laid an ambush. Almost worked too. Almost. We thought we had it subdued and made our approach to deliver the killing blow, but we'd underestimated the fiend's cunning nature. When we got close, it lashed out lightning quick before taking to the skies. I cradled my brother in arms as he breathed his last. /comfort. Revenge is all I've been able to think about ever since. I've travelled the length and breadth of Vidraal looking for that beast with nothing to show for it but half a dozen pairs of ruined boots. Each passing day I grow more and more desperate. That was until I met some folks who crossed the salt on a trade ship from Uldar. They claimed they'd seen a huge winged creature flying eastwards over the ocean. Knowing how clever Ixoxaran is, I reckon it gone in search of new hunting grounds, somewhere without an established threat like us vipers. So I bought passage on a ship and here I am. Little did I know, it also would be damn near as big as Vidraal. I'm a fish out of water, I'm not afraid to admit it, although I'm going to need all the help I can get. So where you come in? With you on my side, I might just stand a chance of avenging my fallen comrade. What'd you say? Tap tap. Thanks, that means a lot. Let's go back to Uldar and see if we can't find some clues as to Ixoxaran's whereabouts. Yes, the whole we've added all the Viper abilities to your bar thing is are they just added in level order or what? I don't know. It's cool ants. As you saw at the Weavers Guild, chatting up folks ain't my strong suit. If you're happy to take the lead, I'm happy to follow, at least for now. You could ask the locals if they spot any strange creatures flying around. As for me, I'll study your technique, see if I can't brush up my social graces and whatnot. Okay. Yes. Hi, Rand. A flying beast? Oh, why yes, of late we've had sightings of such a creature, more and more each day. We're looking into it ourselves, but there have been no reported attacks, nor can I provide a more detailed description. As such, I can't say if it's the same one you're after. Yeah, when I was on the ship here, I heard about this hunt your local company seemed to be running. We've got a system like that back in Interlude too, mainly for dealing with the Vidraal. Naturally, the bulk of the work was handled by Vipers, but ever since the Dawn servant came to power, the scope's been expanded to cover a wider range of threats. These days, pretty much anyone can take on jobs. There's no shortage of them all over. If you're in Interlude, maybe you ought to give it a try? I have been. A lot of people here. We've got cities of our own back in Interlude, but this is something else. You know, to become a Viper, traditionally you got to live in this remote village of the mountains where you learn all you can about the habits of various beasts. Ain't much else to do out there, so anytime you get to yourself, you're expected to spend honing your skills. Once training's done, you're free to roam where you please. There ain't many Vidraal that need hunting, but they can spring up pretty much anywhere in Interlude, so many say it's good to keep on the move. Me though, I chose to stick around even after I finished my training. Gave me a chance to work on my swordsmanship. And instead of going out looking for work, folks came straight to us asking for help. That's how I got complacent and fell into the habit of letting my elders and students do all the talking and negotiating with outsiders. Even my passage here was arranged by an acquaintance. What? A winged creature? Oh, well, I've only heard the rumours. They say it has a dozen faces, ringed with red, wriggling tentacles, and it shoots beams of light from its eyes. Of course, it's all too common for those with more money than sense to bring in bizarre species from distant lands. The trouble with rumours is that they grow ever more fanciful with each retelling. True that. Hashtag Twitter. Well, damned if I know how you did it, but you and your silver tongue got useful information out of folks. Even if none of it amounted to a solid lead, the knowledge that Ixoch's shaman hasn't kicked up a proper fuss yet is cluing in all in itself. I reckon it's taking its time to get the lie of the land, having only just arrived here. Alright, now I've seen a master at work, I'm going to try my hand at talking to the locals. Best way is to learn by doing. Couldn't agree more. Besides, I've faced meaner foes than a few tight-lipped city folk. If I make a fool of myself, so what? I'll just ask someone else. It just so happens I brought with me a whole bunch of herbs and knickknacks from back home that I can sell to keep myself fed. Might take a while to find any solid leads, but at least I can get by for the time being. Nod. We are being spied upon. So, those are the ones who slew my pets. Interlopers on the hunt for my next darling prize. Little do they know it's lost interest in Thanalan. Just as well. Its fickle nature may yet bring us greater delights. Okay. I'll be doing my damnedest to get more information. Might take a while though, so come see me later. Don't forget to practice your Viper techniques. Yeah. I'm rather confused. Hi! I'm recording this in post, I guess. Because I've just got to the point in editing this Viper video together where I've stitched together all of the unlock quest and my response to that and realised one really simple thing. It's beeping boring to watch. It was boring to edit, it is boring to watch, and therefore I am cutting out the entire thing. And I appreciate that for a reaction series, cutting out the majority of my reaction isn't massively helpful. So let me summarise what I did. I struggled to get to grips with the Viper rotation because the explanation for it in the tutorial wasn't good. I spent about 20 minutes at the training dummy at my free company house trying to figure out things for myself by reading through the massively elongated tooltips. I then went to watch 3 videos as 3 video guides to Viper, but in the end only actually found one of them even vaguely useful. Shout out to Colevix for your video. It was much better than the other 2 I watched, one of which was so condescending that I turned it off after about 30 seconds. And then for some reason I thought it would be a really good idea for me to try and explain how to play Viper when I know that I'm not very good at DPS jobs anyway, and I thought it would be a good idea for me to explain to you, delightful viewers, what I had learned. This was a terrible idea. I wasn't very good at it. I'm cutting the entire thing. That's about 40 minutes, all told, of me just trying my best, but my best not being very good. So instead, we're going to launch straight into the upcoming job quests from level 83 through to level 90, which I enjoy. There will, of course, then therefore be references to me, watching a YouTube video and me talking about how bad the tutorial was, and I've left some of that in, but I've cut most of it out so that this video isn't 40 minutes longer and 40 minutes less entertaining than it needs to be. If you are desperate for whatever reason to hear me moan and to try and get my head around the Viper mechanics, I've got the footage. I can put it together in a short shitty video if you really want it. Let me know down below, but let's just get on with the actual quest stuff, shall we? Yes, Zodiac, I know you're hungry. You can have some food later, okay? Primals, eh? So, I'm going to carry on with the Viper questline. I haven't looked back yet at my Viper footage for the unlock. I know that I had issues with it. I still think it's an unnecessarily busy class. I still think the tutorial was absolute ass, but I've got used to it. But the fact that I had to watch other videos in order to get used to it shows that they did a very poor job of explaining it in the first place. Viper in the Vidraal's shadow. Having conquered his fear of questioning the locals, Keshka is ready to do something else. Good to see you, Demagen. After a lot of asking around, I dug up some new leads on Ixoxmajujujah. Or at least I think I did. Wasn't easy though. At first, the only stories of interest were about Gridanian poachers dealing in so-called exotic meats. Juveniles. In other words, too young and too dead to be what we were after. That detour notwithstanding, there were a few other tidbits that might be useful. I've got my own thoughts on the matter, but I want to hear yours too. Is that alright? Sure. Much obliged. So, I hear an adventurer came across a whole bunch of strikingly beautiful red feathers just outside of town. He ended up giving them to some kids who've been playing with them ever since. More to the point, there was talk of a huge beast with glowing blue eyes flying off towards a place called the Black Shroud. Red feathers, blue eyes, put the two together, it sounds an awful lot like Ixoxmajun. Ixoxmajun. Since it's had enough of Thanlan and picked the Shroud as its new stamping ground. What's your take on it all? We'd be fools not to look into it. Yeah, I know you'd agree. After the amount of mystery meat I had to sample just to squeeze information out those butchers at the market, I'm glad it all paid off. As for our next move, I reckon we ought to take an airship to Gridania. From what I hear, a fellow by the name of Gavin over the Adder's Nest should be able to tell us more. I'll meet you there. Do we actually have to take an airship? We do not. How might I help? After a 2-hour vigil, I'm searching for this dangerous creature that's come over from another continent. Pan up, fade to black. Pan down, fade from black. Do you like these big ropey things on the back of this outfit? I see. As it happens, I am aware of a beast that matches the description of this Ixoxmajun. Our scouts spoke of its blue eyes and red wings, and of its aggressive nature leading it to attack any who dare approach. So it really is in the Shroud, and up to no good already. Thankfully, there have been no deaths so far, and it's only a matter of time before a merchant or adventurer becomes the first. I believe FFXIV came here in search of new territory. That land wasn't to its liking, and now it's testing out the Shroud. It would appear so. I'll tell the other adders that you're pursuing the beast and to lend what assistance they can. I assume that's all right with you? Yes, sir. The more the merrier. Slaying the bastard's what matters, and I ain't too proud to accept help where it's offered. So, where was it last seen? In the South Shroud. Once you get there, head for Quarry Mill and look for Lieutenant Goliath. He's leading the search. Salute. Yes, I quite like this outfit, except for those shoes, which I do not like in the slightest. I think they look very silly indeed. The Quarry Mill. Yes, it reminds me in some ways of Akuma from Street Fighter. Got that kind of look to it. Innocent Stork? I don't believe you had the pleasure. I gather you too are in pursuit of the creature. Yes. Oh, hello, Triskelion. You must be Keshka and Demagen. The Adder's Nest sent word to expect you both. I'm Goliath, the officer in charge of this operation. This is Innocent Stork, who's provided us with vital information. A merchant in her employ spotted the beast on the way back from Uldar. She's also taken the liberty of assembling a team of experts to assist in tracking the creature. At no small expense, I might add. But compared to the losses my business would suffer were the creature allowed to roam free, I deemed it a worthy investment. As our goals were aligned, perhaps you wish to join my experts in the field? If so, you'll find them near Roots Lake. I'm sure you'll get along swimmingly. Nod. It looks like we're late to the party. Let's go hear what they have to say. Now that I've finished my MSQ playthrough and stuff, I've been watching other people. Well, I've started watching other people play it, but to be honest, as I kind of expected, a lot of what I'm seeing has been negativity, which I find a real shame. However, Jesse Cox started playing the MSQ a couple of days ago. He's been waiting for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason was. Why have I not done the level 80 White Mage quest? That's weird. But yeah, if you want a playthrough which is a bit like mine used to have been when my throat wasn't absolutely wrecked and I'd try and do the voices for everybody, Jesse's doing that, and it's very cool actually. He's good at that kind of stuff. I was never good at the voice acting stuff, but I liked trying to do it. But I've had people message me in private saying, yeah, your voice does sound different, and I don't know what to do about it. Fresh meat for the Untay. Order came down to let you tag along, but don't get underfoot. We're looking for signs of the creature so our naturalists can predict its movements. We'll then lay traps where it's expected to appear. Got themselves a proper plan, don't they? Seeing as they've been so accommodating, we may as well join in the search. So yes, deep-voiced Demagen seems to be the way of it for now, unfortunately. A sign of activity? That looks like a rock, personally, but I'll take the word that it's a sign of activity. Oh, it's poo. Of course it's poo. The dung appears to be that of an enormous beast. Judging by its dry appearance and muted odour, it was excreted some time ago. Great! The first thing we find is a pile of shit. Wonderful. Oh look, potentially another one. Delightful. This dung exudes a foul odour. The lingering warmth indicates it was recently deposited. Recently deposited. Oh, this at least is not poo. These are gazelles. These creatures bear the marks of enormous claws on their hindquarters, suggesting they were struck down as they attempted to flee. Okay. So it's a creature that it's hunting its prey. Found me a few signs of activity. How about you? I found some too. Corpses of grazing animals gouged by monstrous claws. Same here. The size and depth of the wounds are consistent with how the creature hunts. And just like back in Vidraal, it's killing not just to eat, but also to mark its territory, to show anyone and everyone who's boss. There you are. Managed to sniff anything out? Yes, sir. Aside from a couple of dungills, we've got some dead wildlife. Most likely the work of our Vidraal. I reckon it's close, somewhere north of the swamp. We came to the same conclusion. This predator makes no attempt to cover its tracks. Clearly it has survived so long by virtue of its immense proportions and in spite of its diminished intelligence. You got it all wrong. It left those tracks on purpose to see how we'd react. Are you saying the beast is testing us? That's absurd. The level of foresight and cunning required to even attempt to do so is far beyond these lesser beings. As for the corpses it left behind, those animals must not have been to its taste. I suggest using fresh cuts of prime livestock as bait. The bloodier the better. Once the creature has been enticed, surrounded and subduing it is but a formality. I hate to break it to you, but the Vidraal's way too clever to fall for that. You're going to need every trick in the book and then some. Rest assured, I've considered every eventuality, and if there was merit to advice, I will not let it be said that our success was the product of anyone's genius but mine and mine alone. What difference does it make who came up with it? A monetary difference. Innocent Stork offers better rewards based on performance. Well, that's dumb. No, I don't even think about trying to steal our thunder. We're the ones who'll bring your Ixoc, whatever its name is, not you. Listen, we're trained to fight large predators like these. If you've got any sense, you'll let us take the lead. Nah. Put our lives in the hands of complete strangers? I think not. There's no place in our strategy for you, so stand aside and await further instructions. Fine. Have it your way. If you're half the hunters you think you are, Ixoc's as good as dead, right? Go on, Temujin. Let's leave him to it. Nothing good ever came from working with people you can't trust. Even I know that. It's decided. You two will wait at the southern end of the lower paths. Be ready to give chase in case the beast escapes us. Not that it will. Yeah. They've improved. I don't know why I hadn't noticed it before, but the actual texture of the hair seems much less flat than it did in the benchmark. And actually at launch. Now, I don't know whether I've done something different with my settings as I've been tweaking things, or whether 7.01 actually changed anything. But I noticed it earlier today when I was doing some scholar leveling, and I was stood in Tuliolol, and it was raining, and just the way the hair actually looked wet, as well as the outfit that my glams got on scholar. I was surprised because I just hadn't noticed it before. I don't know why I told you what the time was. You can actively see the time in the top right-hand corner of the screen, can't you? Awful quiet, don't you think? Hear that? Yes, it was bad voice acting. That must be one of the hunting party. It came from the north. Let's move. I don't even know what voice I'm trying to do for this chat. Oh dear. Was this the smarmy one? Is he dead? Oh, he is. Oh no, he's not. He's still alive. I know it hurts, but please tell us what happened. It was watching us. Sheep! That fresh lamb should draw the target out of hiding, though if I lace it with the toxin I bought, success is practically guaranteed. Toxin? We're explicitly told not to kill the beast in case you'd forgotten. Wait, what? Of course not. It can be used as a sedative, highly potent, but only lethal if applied in excess. But they've got to try and capture it. That sounds like a terrible plan. If you lack the stomach for it, I'd do it myself. Naturally, my personal contributions will be detailed in the final report to ensure credit is given where due. What the hell's he playing at? If it catches wind, the plan's ruined. Splish, splash, splish. Shouldn't we go after them? No, it'll only make things worse. If that bookworm wants to stick his neck out for a few gil more, I say let him. What? No. Ah! Ooh. Hello, pretty beastie. Ooh. God have mercy. There it is. Didn't even know which one said that. Stay calm. Nothing's changed except the bait. There's our chance. Does have very pretty blue eyes, doesn't it? Oh, he's also quite large. Could do with a healer. Oh, and he takes the opportunity to piss off. Rog. Oh dear. They are all dead. They were screaming. I ran, but I could still hear. You were right. It knew. It knew. Oh dear. Has he actually died? Esquire, Demagen, by the 12, what happened here? I think he's actually died. Wow, that doesn't happen often in cutscenes. The hunter... no, that's the wrong voice entirely. The hunters became the hunted. I shall see that their remains are recovered and the necessary rites performed. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to return to Quarry Mill and share these unfortunate tidings with innocent Stork? Oh, God, those shoes. Those are... I need to glamour over those before doing the next stage of this MSQ. Not MSQ. The next stage of this job quest. Because by the gods, they look dumb. We shall finish this quest first. I don't know why. I could just as easily pause it now, but I'm strange. Shocking none of you, I'm sure. Yeah, I'd anticipated casualties, but it was a massacre. The Vidraal's grown bolder. Before, it only hunted animals. Lone travellers. Prey it knew it could handle with ease. Its past brushes with death taught it to be cautious. That's probably why it fled Vidraal in the first place, too. But it just outwitted a group of armed hunters. Instead of running away from trouble, the beast went looking for it. This was sport, a game. It was having fun. And now that it's had a taste, it's only going to want more. My poor judgment invited this tragedy. I must make amends. Please, allow me to assist you in pursuing the creature. Even without a team of experts at my disposal, I believe my network of contacts will prove useful in gathering vital information. We'd be grateful for information, but we'll take care of it. Understood. I place my faith in your abilities as vipers. Vipers? I didn't know what that pronunciation was. Appreciate it, ma'am. If you turn up any leads, be sure to let us know. Those low-resolution textures. Can we get the Grand Company stuff updated? In fact, can we get an update to the Grand Companies, please? I'd best return to the Adder's Nest and deliver my report. It's imperative we inform the populace of the threat posed by this Tural Vidraal. Might I ask that you use Quarry Mill as a temporary base of operations? Knowing where to find you will make it easier to coordinate our efforts. Suits me fine. Besides, I've got plenty to do here. I like learn about this neck of the woods, woods, and the critters and whatnot. But while I have you, there's one thing I want to ask: how'd the twin adders get their name? I beg your pardon. What does that have to do with the Vidraal? Oh, vipers. Nothing really. It's just that us vipers based our fighting arts on snakes, so they're near and dear to our hearts. Might even say we got a reverence for them. Is that so? I suppose we also feel a kinship towards snakes. The name Twin Adders comes from a pair of white snakes on the Gridanian standard, though that imagery predates the city-state's founding. There's more I could tell you, though I fear other matters must take precedence. Precedence, even. Yeah, with history as long as that, we'd be here talking till the Packers come home. I'd love to hear more about it, but I understand it'll have to wait. I best get to learning what I can about the Vidraal. While I see to that, maybe you ought to squeeze in some more training. I'm level 91. I'll be fine. No, I do. I like that colour. And it's just nice. Viper in the Vidraal's shadow. Okay. A shortcut while I do something about these feet. Yeah, I can't say I like the pointy toes, but I like the pointy toes more than I like the awful clawed feet things. So, that will do. Next quest. Vipers on the hunt. I had a bad feeling when I woke up this morning, and sure enough, it struck again. Goliath's an innocent stalker trying to narrow down where it'll appear next based on the reports, but so far they've come up empty. I hear Goliath is over at Full Guard Floats talking to witnesses. Let's go see what he's learned. Oops, that was me trying to click on the quest log and failing miserably. I feel like this guy's voice is getting even more gravelly as I go on, which is probably going to do me a mischief. Full Guard Float. Haven't been here in ages. I do like that the job quests tend to take you back to the old world. Thank you for coming. I expect Keshka shared some of the details, but it's even worse than we thought. Ixokjamajrun grows increasingly bold, with deadly consequences. For a blessing, the people here remain calm, though we must act quickly to avoid widespread panic. The adders have called upon anyone with information to share and asked that they gather here. As we requested that any detail be reported, no matter how small, we find ourselves somewhat inundated. I'm certain, however, that among the accounts are clues vital to locating our quarry. No, we can help with that. All we got to do is ask folks around here what they've seen, right? Ah, yes, that would be most helpful. Perhaps you could start with the Aetheryte while Demeton asked those over by the bobbing cork? I was passing through the North Shroud when I saw a frightful creature with immense red wings. It was a little too far away to see clearly, but it seemed to be battling a group of smaller beasts which it promptly slaughtered before flying away. While passing through, I heard that some fiend was on the rampage over in the East Shroud. I didn't think much of it at first, but when I saw all the people coming from that direction and the looks on their faces, I decided to stay put. Good thing I did too, or I might have died. Yes. Yes, indeed. Traumatized adventurer? I saw it flying over the central shroud. With each flap of its massive wings came a powerful wind, bearing the scent of blood, so noxious and suffocating. It was all I could do not to vomit where I stood. This is why I don't voice act. I try, and halfway through my quote-unquote performance, I always feel like I sound like a right idiot. Well, whatever. It's all video game. Everyone's got a story to share, but nothing that seems to point to where the Vidraal might strike next. You do any better? Northeast and Central Shrouder? FFXIV said it was in the south. I tell you, it must be trying to make the old damn forest its territory. Hold on now. One of the guys I talked to was in the East Shroud. The witness heard the beast was on the rampage, but mine said he never saw it, even though they should have been there at the same time. That's worth looking into, don't you think? Oh, thank you, whoever bought my orchestrion rolls that I just randomly stuck on the auction house. I'm not saying this is the answer, but you never know where a trail will take you till you follow it. We ought to go chat up that fellow again. I'll take you to him. As I said before, I was traversing the East Shroud on an errand when I heard what sounded like the flapping of enormous wings. A moment later I saw a wounded animal charging through the brush, and just then I recalled the rumours of a monstrosity on the loose, realised I was in danger, and ran. So the critter was hurt, but still able to make an escape. But the only way it could have gotten away from Ixokjamajrun if the bastard chose to let it go. Meanwhile, our friend here was close enough to hear the wings flapping, yet lived to tell the tale. An adventurer travelling alone would do an easy pickings. So, why'd the Vidraal spare him? He was carrying something? All I had on me was some bottled potions and ethers. But there was one other thing. I carry a potpourri filled with Gurabani and wildgrass, an Alamegan custom in case you're unaware. That's gotta be it. Goliath will want to hear about this. Thank you, composed adventurer. You have been most helpful. What is this the entrance to? Oh, apparently that's the entrance to the second Coil of Bahamut, which tells you a lot about how long it's been since I did that. It's been 7 years? 8 years? 6 years? I can't remember when I did it. Could you wait here a moment? Keshko has asked me to verify a theory of his. I shan't be long. Sure. It's exactly as you'd surmised. Most of those who've seen Ixtokshimund and lived to tell the tale. Tell the table? Live to tell the tale are Alamegan adventurers. I know it. It's got to be that fragrance. A lot of animals have a powerful sense of smell, and the Vidraal is no exception, which makes it that much more sensitive to odours that it doesn't care for. I reckon the beast can't stand the wild grass in those potpourris. It's a potent fragrance, a lot like another kind of grass we got back in Interlude. Come to think of it, the Vidraal never went anywhere near that grass when growing. Where that grass was growing, I can read. If one man's meat is another's poison, perhaps the same can be said for aromas. Exactly. Now we know what Ixtokshimund can't stomach. We can use this information to drive it wherever we want. Then it would behoove me to share our discovery with Innocent Stork. Given the information and contacts at her disposal, I dare say she'll help us find a way to utilise the fragrance to its maximum potential. I dare say you're right. In the meantime, we'll head on over to Gurabani and prick us some wild grass. Yes, by all means. We must do everything in our power to avert further tragedy. Many of the adventurers gathered here are so terrified of encountering Ixtokshimund that they're considering abandoning the profession entirely. Several are yet fledglings. If they had to contend with a foe far beyond their reckoning, they'd die before gaining enough experience to even be considered adventurers. The thought of their bright futures being snatched away like that is almost more than I can bear. Aww. This is the very reason I joined the Twin Adders, to prevent such senseless deaths. Therefore, I humbly request your cooperation in slaying this dread Vidraal. No need. I had every intention of putting the bastard in the dirt. Nod. To the matter at hand, then. A few moments ago, one of the adventurers mentioned that the wild grass we seek grows abundantly at Pike Falls. Once you've collected enough, let us rendezvous at Quarry Mill. I must warn you, though, that Gurabani is home to some particularly vicious wildlife. Be on your guard. It's fine, I'm like 20 levels higher than it. Been a while since I've been here as well, if I'm honest. But as I was saying, yeah, I like that the job quests and the role quests, to an extent, take you back to places that you might not have been in a while. I think that's good use of the space, and it's very counter to what a lot of others, or at least World of Warcraft, how they do it. I do not know. What? I wasn't expecting to be attacked. How do I actually play Viper again? It's been a few days, actually, since I did any combat on it. Which, actually, now I think about it, I probably should have at least warmed up. Because if I'm going to be doing all of the job quests, then I should probably, actually remind myself how to play. I'm getting some hitching. I can feel it. And I don't know why, because my frame rate is, it's not as good as it could be. I found this grass. That would do it. As much as I'd love to stick around and study the wildlife, we'd better get back to Quarry Mill. Wonder if it's a CPU thing. Because I've got OBS running, but OBS isn't really using a lot. You've done well to gather so much wild grass, even. As promised, I've called upon Innocent Stork to advise us on our next steps. I've placed an order with an alchemist acquaintance for custom-made diffuser pouches, which we may employ to spread the aroma over a wide area while prolonging its potency. We will issue these pouches to Twin Adder units tasked with driving the beast into an isolated location of our choosing. Away from civilians and an ideal spot for the final showdown. Good thinking. Indeed. Once the pouches have been produced, the beast is as good as ours. If I may, there is a further request I wish to make. Rather than slaying Ixoxman, would you instead be able to capture it alive? The better to understand its behaviour. Such knowledge will prove invaluable should predators of a similar nature trouble us in the future. That's a risk we can't afford to take, ma'am. Those hunters of yours tried baiting it with a carcass laced with sedatives, but it saw right through their plan. It's demonstrated a degree of cunning to rival any man's. Even if we did capture it, it's only a matter of time before it escapes and kills again. There's only one way you can deal with a monstrosity like that. You slay it first chance she gets. No half measures, no hesitation. Then we are left with no other choice. Pray, forgive me for making such an ill-considered suggestion. I shall abandon all thoughts of capturing the beast and instead turn my attention to the procurement of the diffuser pouches. You will hear from me soon. I don't trust that change of heart one bit. She ought to know by now what we're up against. Why even ask? I don't trust her. And I am a good judge of I ain't the type to guess at folks' motivations. Wish you'd do us all a favour and put our cards on the table. Oh, the rich and powerful are rarely so obliging. Ain't that the truth? You got that right. But since the salt of the earth is speaking our minds, there's a fear in you, but what I can't tell. Feel for your thoughts. Never know, might be able to help. Well, after talking with those adventurers, I can't help but feel a little scared of the Vidraal, that's all. Anyway, I should return to Gridania to make my report. Just that? Folks always saying one thing but meaning another. Just when I was starting to believe I got the hang of polite conversation. Ain't no forcing the issue, I know. If Goliath has something to say, he'll say it when he's good and ready. So, now we've got to wait on those pouches, and who knows how long that'll be. I'll keep an eye on things here, so I reckon you get ready to face the Vidraal. Well, as it happens, I am actually ready to face the Vidraal. Level 88 into the Viper Pit. Goliath sent word that the diffuser pouches are ready. He's heading over now. Once he arrives, we can finally put this pan into action. I can speak. The pouches have been distributed amongst the twin adders, along with instructions on correct handling. You see, according to the alchemist who made them, the aroma of the wild grass dulls the senses. For the average person, this would do little more than soothe the nerves, but to a creature with a heightened sense of smell, the effect would be far more pronounced. As for where we will entrap the Vidraal, Innocent Stalk has proposed a location in the Dravanian hinterlands that she believes is ideal. The surrounding area is largely uninhabited, and Idleshire, the only settlement nearby, is relatively simple to defend. We already consulted with the Ishgardians and they gave us their blessing to proceed. Yeah, it's all well and good, but by the look on your face, you're not. I ain't gonna press, but I'll suggest that once we get to Dravania, you best stand back and leave the fighting to us. You know full well I'm keeping things from you, yet still you show concern for my well-being. Why? Just my way, I suppose. Or the way I was trained as a Viper. It's our job to keep folks safe from creatures that go against the natural order. Doesn't matter who you are, whose side you're on. Politics, feuds, all that drama. Ain't none of that our concern. I'll admit, I've got my doubts about you, but you're still someone I need to protect from the Vidraal, simple as that. There's something you need to know. Out in Western Curthus is... Oh, well, as I thought, you've yet to depart from Quarry Mill. What's keeping you? Lieutenant Goliath, whatever is the matter? You look like someone just walked over your grave. Uh-huh. I'm glad to find the two of you in better spirits, though, seeing as our friend is somewhat under the weather. Perhaps it's best that he stays behind with me in Idleshire. No objections here, but Goliath and I were having art to ask, if you don't mind. I do. We have a schedule to keep, and I must insist our dear Vipers get underway. While you're en route to the Dravanian hinterlands, I'd be happy to lend an aid to Goliath and his troubles. You needn't worry yourselves. It's of no import. I wish you both good hunting. Something in the Western Curthus. Huh. Talk about shit timing. Yes. For better or for worse, we'll find out what he was holding back soon enough. Anyway, we got a two Vidraal to slay. And a bridge is falling down. That is going to stick with me throughout the expansion. No sign of Ixoc Smasher, which gives us time to pick a good... that's the wrong voice. Ahem. No sign of Ixoc Smasher, which gives us time to pick a good spot for an ambush. Let me know what you find. This is a terrible spot for an ambush. While this location offers a commanding view of the area, it does not offer enough space to fight. Neither does this. This cramped conditions offer only a limited field of vision. Combat would doubtless prove difficult. Is this any better? Although the view is obstructed by the wall, you should be able to remain concealed easily. I don't think any of them are particularly good. I mean, the wall is the best of the bunch, but... I found something you ain't gonna believe. You smell that? It's gotta be one of Innocent Stork's diffuser pouches. Somebody must have hidden it nearby. With a bag of wall grass stinking up the place, there's no way the Vidraal was ever gonna show. Goliath and Innocent Stork sent us on a wild alpaca chase. So where's our Vidraal if it ain't here? Curthus Western Highlands. Ah, so that's what Goliath was trying to tell us. At least until he was cut off. With any luck, that clue will lead us to Innocent Stork. She's probably still plotting to capture the Vidraal alive, the stubborn fool. Do you agree, Zodiac? Yes, Temujin. Yes, I do. Let's go then, Zodiac. We're really getting around, aren't we? For the Viper quest line. Really getting around. Why is Alexander still there? In the bubble. I thought it disappeared once you finished the quest line. And I have finished the quest line. Haven't I? Yes, I have. 99.99% certain. I have. And to be fair, Curthus, probably a better place to fight. I do like this bike. The 7.5 million gil and buyer's remorse that I immediately felt when spending such a massive amount of gil has worn off and left me actually quite pleased with my purchase. No sign of our tricksters or we best keep searching. searching into a cutscene. Da-da-dum. We're going to fight in the ice. Ooh, that weird doubling effect is still an issue. There they are. Oh, they've got it in a cage. They've managed to capture it. Well, if it isn't the esteemed Vipers, who with all their supposed skill and intellect asserted that capturing the great FFXIV was nigh impossible. No, we didn't say it was impossible to capture it, we said it would try and escape as soon as it was captured. Or perhaps you were simply afraid. As you could see, I proved equal to the task. All it took was a little ingenuity. I understand FFXIV's cunning and cruelty better than anyone. There's no way you got it in that cage without... Wait, where's your bodyguard? You yourself observed how attempting to lure the Vidraal with obvious bait ended in failure. But a beast is still a beast, a predator that is compelled to hunt. Casualties are inevitable, and a prudent strategy must account for them. An exceptional one, however, would leverage this element to its advantage, as mine did. Wow. You ordered him to put sedatives in his pocket and face the Vidraal alone. It was over before it began. His screams still ring in my ears. So you fed the Vidraal the sedatives and your bodyguard along with them. You're telling me he willingly offered himself up? Enthusiastically even, all to ensure his plague-stricken family received treatment, the duration of which would be determined by his performance. He all but leapt into the beast's maw. As I'm sure Goliath would agree, there's no limit to what we can accomplish when given the appropriate incentive. Uh-huh. Why go to such despicable lengths to capture the Vidraal? She's going to get her comeuppance, surely. Oh, please. Everyone's getting what they wanted, so let's not quibble over the details. As a gesture of goodwill, I'll even answer your question, rudely asked though it was. Everyone has their own unique proclivities, and I am no exception. I have awoken to the thrill of bringing rare and ferocious beasts under my power. But that only whets my appetite for the true pleasure, when I unleash my pets upon worthy opponents to enact scenes of glorious carnage. I've met my share of monsters, but none of them compare to you. A monster and a fool. That there's a two-hour Vidraal. The moment you open that cage, it's going to rip you to shreds. So we just walk away? That'd be fun. No, because it could hurt innocent people. Indeed it would, if it was so inclined. But if FFXIV isn't as intelligent and bloodthirsty as you say, it will soon learn that I can provide a constant supply of worthy prey. In return, it will accept me as its master. Uh-huh. It's awake. Ugh. Oh, it's playing with her. I grow tired of this place. One of my lesser pets should be more than adequate to dispose of you. After all, I am loath to release the Vidraal while it remains subdued. And though I may not be watching, do try to put on a good show regardless. What's she holding over glass? What is this thing doing here? It's a bit out of place. Showdown. Whee! This is, from Mazahan. Stavnarian. Well, I guess... a Pisaka? It's not exactly high level in comparison to... Oh, there's another one. There's another Viper here with me. Thanks. I owe you. God damn it, I can't believe anyone would be stupid enough to try taming a 2-hour Vidraal. Never mind that one itself. But what really sticks in my craw is that Goliath has been dancing to Innocent Stork's tune. And there I was thinking he needed our help. Now I think he probably does. She must be manipulating him. She's holding something over him. You're right. There's more to this than meets the eye. Anyway, no point freezing our asses off here. Let's get back to Quarry Mill to think things over. Yes, we shall walk. Yes, do they have his sister, or a lover, or a child? I don't know. One thing I know for certain is that FFXIV ain't going to play the obedient pet for long. Innocent Stork's going to find that out the hard way. But I reckon that'll be after she gets the urge to indulge her twisted appetites. I'll do what I can to suss out where she's got to before then. And there's Goliath. Twin Adders need to know that he's been up to, that he's still alive, for now at least. You best get back to your training for now. Gauge drawn out, the Vidraal's out there, and our job ain't done till it's dead. Level 90. Vengeance of the Viper. Since the last time we spoke, the Twin Adders have been looking for Goliath, but they ain't found hide nor hair of him. Meanwhile, there have been plenty of FFXIV sightings. Seems Innocent Stork's eager to put a new pet to work. I expect that's why Goliath's commanding officer asked for our help. I said to the Adder's Nest and hear what he has to say. I must confess that I wasn't expecting this section, these quests to be as good as the Pictomancer ones. It's generally been the case that one of the two new jobs has had a better quest line than the others, but actually this one's been pretty decent. It hasn't had quite the emotional beats of the Pictomancer one, but it's had a little bit more mystery / intrigue, I suppose. I mean, the Pictomancer one had that as well. The Pictomancer one was arguably less predictable. It's good to finally meet you both. Goliath spoke highly of you and your contributions to our hunt for FFXIV. Speaking of which, you got information for us, right? We've received multiple eyewitness reports of a creature surpassing even the most elite marks. It dispatches its victims swiftly before flying away. In Innocent Stork's direction, I'll wager. She's setting it loose to kill for her own amusement. Those slain were mostly roaming adventurers, but the circumstances of each attack suggest an escalation. The beast is striking in broad daylight and closer to more populated settlements. The risk of a massacre grows greater by the day. There is another matter I wish to discuss, which may shed some light on the situation. We have received a letter from Goliath. The details are sparse. He wishes to resign from the Twin Adders. The letter also includes a message for the two of you. Do you recall our discussion in Southern Thanalan? Though my aspirations were beyond me, I pray that you succeed in fulfilling your own. I remember, Goliath. You wanted to prevent those with brighter futures from dying before their time. That's why you joined the Twin Adders. Wait, we had that talk in the Shroud. Oh, yes. Wait, we had that talk in the Shroud, not Thanalan. And he mentions our aspirations, which is to protect people from rampaging beasts. Don't you see? He's telling us that the Vidraal is going to appear in Southern Thanalan. Yes, thank you for spelling that out to me. I hadn't worked that out for myself. A hidden message, albeit not a particularly well-hidden one. If innocent Stork read this, she would have surely divined his intent. I can only surmise that she knew and allowed the letter to be sent regardless. What better way to lure you into a confrontation with the Vidraal than by taking advantage of Goliath's sincere plea for help? Trap or not, a confrontation suits me fine. If it's a show she wants, then we're happy to oblige. Fist punching. Arm punching. Whatever. As for the way, she doubtless wishes to avoid attracting the attention of the Immortal Flames and the Amalja. The Sagolai Desert, like as not, I will send word toward R, but in the meantime, I wish you every success. We really are getting around, aren't we? / bow. Off we go then. I've had so little reason to come out this way. I'd forgotten how yellow it is. Oh look, a solo duty. Another carcass. This was FFXIV's work. Didn't expect the trial to be this easy to pick up, but perhaps I should have. All that's left now is to walk straight into the trap. That viper worth a salt ever shied away from danger. I'm alright. / nod. And let's be honest, we're not wont to either. Pointy shoes. Is that a beast? That needs a texture update. You would have thought that they would have updated everything that was required in 9.0. No, 7.0 content. 7.0? This is 7.0, isn't it? Yeah. Such grace, such power, magnificence itself given form worthy of awe. At last, these mediocre distractions are a poor canvas for your art. It's over, innocent Stork. Goliath. On the contrary, the main attraction is just beginning. Goliath, what have you done to him? After his childish trick with the coded letter, I decided to let FFXIV punish him. Appetizer, if you will. All the money and the privilege in the world, and this is how you choose to use it. Kill him for the sake of killing. You're no better than a Vidraal. A monster deserves to die. A flattering comparison, though you seem to be forgetting the literal monster that stands before you. FFXIV, I brought you fresh prey. Oh, I haven't forgotten about you. A coward through and through, I knew, but one I thought had some pride. Guess I was wrong. It's time. It's ours. Here we go. Ah. Do. Duty commenced. Defeat the beast. I probably... Woohoo! Can't get hit by that. Oh, it's got no directionals. Directionals? Positionals. Right, what's that smell? I don't know. What is that smell? Ooh. Okay, that was not how I was expecting that to happen. Like that. Like that. Move, you great brute, move! I do wish the bits were voice acted. That's it! Innocent Storks made a huge mistake. Oh? I haven't caught the dialogue because... Is this all you're capable of? Oh yeah, go on, tell it off. You're going to get your tail whipped here. Are you not satisfied with the prey I have provided? You'll have all that you want and more, but only if you obey. Kill them! Kill them now! I demand it! This ain't the Ick-Sock smashing I know, and I reckon Innocent Stork's the reason why. I could smell the wild grass on her. A less potent mixture than the one we doled out before. Just enough to keep it at arm's length. But even that's too much for the Vidraal's senses. That's why it's addled and can't think straight. Even so, she's made a fool's bet. She's next to a really big pit there. Ick-Sock Smasher's only tolerated Innocent Stork and the shenanigans to sate its own bloodlust. Two apex predators can't make nice forever. I'm not done with you yet. Elias, you stubborn worm! What? Aha! Goodbye. Well, that served her right. Oh, now he's going to be powered up. Maybe now it can concentrate on the fights. Alright, Temujin, give it everything you got. Rousing music! Ow, my neck just cracked! Looks like it's through messing around. Yeah, I know this works. I just stood in that, didn't I? Because I was watching my hotbars. Fortunately. It's acting strangely. Be careful. Ouch. That packed a punch. Packed a punch even, because speaking is hard. Oh dear. God damn it, this ain't over. Up by a long shot. Stuns! Imogen, you're right. I'm fine. The wings accumulate ether before they strike. Can I go for the wings? Aha! Whoa, he just teleported. I did the trick. Great ball of fire. The AoE one, which I didn't really mean to do, but whatever. Ooh. Easy work. Gotcha. Nice, that was a good fight. I had to concentrate, so my commentary was probably a bit shit. If there was any, I don't actually remember whether I said anything. It was probably just me pointing out the obvious mechanics, which is what tends to happen. Yeah, I don't think I ever really get to the stage where I fully understand the job and how it works without having to look at the cooldowns on the hotbar. O restless beast, may you find peace in death. As the serpent sheds its skin, relinquish this husk, that you may rise again to greet a new dawn. Innocent Stork genuinely believed that she could bend such a creature to her will, and arrogance cost her her life. And what about you? She never understood what she was dealing with, or afforded it proper respect. She took her superiority for granted. But the power she wielded to flaunt the laws of men was powerless against the natural order. Goliath, Demagen, thank you for everything. It was a damn sight harder than I reckoned it'd be, but I finally avenged my brother in arms and fulfilled my duty. I can once again hold my head high. Have we found out what Goliath was helping her for? The hunt is finished. All that remains is for me to face my punishment. Can we look over the edge and see if she's down there? FFXIV would be dead, but we've still got a loose end or two to tie up. You hadn't told us yet why you led us on a merry chase for innocent Stork. May as well come clean now. Well, when I was a young child, my merchant parents were slain by a wild creature on their travels. I meant what I said at Fulgard when I told you I swore to save others from a similar fate. That's why I joined the Twin Adders. A commendable motivation. And then I met Innocent Stork, who explained with great enthusiasm that she shared my desire to protect others by bringing those beasts to heel. I thought I'd found a kindred spirit, but I later realised she'd fed me nothing but lies. She used me to obtain information collected by the Twin Adders, all for the sake of identifying potential additions to her menagerie. I disclosed all manner of sensitive intelligence to her, believing it was in furtherance of her efforts to save lives. By the time I learned of her true intentions, it was too late. I confronted her, told her that I was going to inform my superiors. She smiled and laughed and said she'd unleash her fiends upon Gridania if I spoke a word, with some of her finest reserved specifically for my family. I'm guessing it was Innocent Stork's idea to have you join the investigation into FFXIV. It was. There's no excuse for what I did. Allowing myself to become a pawn has led to so much suffering, needlessly. Nothing I can say or do will ever be enough to earn your forgiveness. Whatever punishment awaits me, I'll gladly accept it. Well, Demagen, what do you think? I think you should decide. If he'd only done me wrong, I'd be willing to look the other way. Those deceptions caused all kinds of trouble for the Twin Adders. They're the ones who need to stand in judgment. Quite right. I'll request that my superiors meet us at Quarry Mill, where I shall give a full account. Settle then. Meet us there when you're ready. Sure, I want to go and take a look over the edge to see whether... Hello? Innocent Stork? Are you down there? Unfortunately, doesn't seem to be targetable. Target. I was about to type /TAR, but that doesn't work in this game, does it? That's a World of Warcraft thing, I think. As a soldier of the Twin Atters, your actions are inexcusable. Once I have made my report, expulsion will be the least of your worries. There will likely be a trial. Where I come from, we don't take kindly to liars, neither. A word is our bond, and the violation of that trust demands punishment. But I'll say this. The lies he told were to protect the people of Gridania. Not only that, the actions he took contributed directly to the defeat and death of the Vidraal. I won't say the end justifies the means, but it's not nothing. Duly noted, though I trust you understand that this consideration may not change the outcome. Yes, sir. Ain't my place to tell you folks how to handle your business. I'm just a simple man across the salt to kill a Vidraal. But if Goliath isn't stuck in a cell for the foreseeable future, I've got something you can help me with. You see, now that my business is concluded, it's high time I made my way home. Trouble is, fastest back's more than I can presently afford. I'm going to need to put in some work, and I reckon Goliath can help me find clients in need of a Viper's skills. For a simple man who knows better than to tell us how to handle our business, you struck upon an intriguing solution. Well, I have spent a fair bit of time in the company of a silver-tongued someone. Who? Us? Alas, your conduct cannot easily be forgiven. Even so, it must be acknowledged that you played a vital role in the slaying of FFXIV. Swear to never go astray from the path of righteousness, and no charges will be brought against you. Moreover, I will accept your voluntary resignation, as you did previously request. With this arrangement, you may yet pursue your dream of defending the innocent from nature's most deadly threats, in your capacity as Keshkra's assistant. What say you? I shall do as you ask, you have my word. I will bear the shame of my misdeeds as long as I live. I shall endeavour to redeem myself through service to the people. You can start by finding me some beasties to slay. Well, seems like I'll be sticking around at Uzi a while longer. In the meantime, you're sure to find clients of your own. I reckon this continent's more than big enough for the both of us. Wherever there are folks in need of a Viper, that's where we'll be. You don't use that animation very often. All's well that ends with a snotty bitch in a hole. Do 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 ba 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 bum. Victorious Viper. And Goliath has had a very quick change. Now that I'm no longer an adder, I have no choice but to hand in my uniform. With my new garb, I'm ready to fend off forest-dwelling fiends alongside Keshkra. And I've acquired a very fancy earring. I actually quite like that gear. I'm assuming that's something that we can get? It doesn't... it looks reasonably high-res. Maybe it's new, I don't know. How goes it? Hunted any challenging prey lately? How far you of late? Just like back in Vidraal, I've been working as a Viper, putting down all kinds of beasts. Only difference now is that Goliath is the one finding clients for me. He must be doing something right, because the guild's been rolling in. Still, no ways to go till I've earned enough for the ferry ride back home. Goliath actually suggested using some of my savings to pay for trips to Ishgard and Charlie, and so I can up marks further afield. I'm happy to go wherever I'm needed, even if getting there sets me back a few. I'm not going to lie, I had low expectations for those quests. I think my initial impressions of Viper, because the tutorial was so bad, my initial impressions weren't very positive. And I think that coloured my expectations as to what the job quests were going to be like. But I have been very pleasantly surprised by that quest line. I thought that was nicely done. It got some decent twists and turns. That's a bard quest line that I haven't done. Why have I not done these quests? Yeah, I enjoyed that. I thought that was good. The characters were nice. The kind of general pacing was well done. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So that is the Viper job quest done. The Pictomancer job quests done. The ranged magic DPS role quest done. And I think next up is very likely to be the healer role quest. And then I've got to do something with Fizz ranged. I have no idea what Fizz ranged is going to be like to level. Because these are some of the... Bard I leveled up very early in Endwalker. Machinist and Dancer I haven't touched since Shadowbringers, apart from a teeny tiny bit of XP on Machinist, apparently. So, or alternatively, I might do the tank one after that. Of the melee Fizz, I might actually level Viper up. It's not bad, and it's pretty straightforward now that I understand how it works. It was just really badly explained. Really badly explained. Yeah, I think if there's anything that I would say that they need to do as regards Viper, it's just give it a better tutorial. But maybe it was just me. Maybe I'm just thick. Well, maybe, quote unquote. That has been Demagen the Viper and her very pointy boots. And Zodiac, Mini Zodiac, signing off. Thank you very much for joining me on this job quest. I'll catch you all in the next chunk, whatever that will be. Have yourselves a great day, folks. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Stay fabulous. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.